Good morning, Valerie. I think
Good morning.
Certainly every woman on this panel and every woman across the nation agrees that equal pay for equal work is absolutely required. I also think it's just a fact that laws exist on the books today, and if a woman is being discriminated against because of her gender, she should use the full extent of that law. I'm struck by the fact that the president hasn't really led in this. He's not paying women equally by his own measures in his own White House.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Carly Fiorina confronting Valerie Jarrett this morning, and we welcome in Carly Fiorina, former CEO of Hewlett-Packard, and also Stephen Moore, chief economist for the Heritage Foundation and former senior economics writer for the Wall Street Journal. Welcome to both of you. Carly, welcome back to you, and bravo for that. She gave you the biggest brush off and answered nothing else. But, Jay Carney, just a couple of years ago or less, when he was still there, was questioned about this and acknowledged that the White House is doing all it can do to try to, make things equal, but there's a lot of mitigating circumstances, which we all know, right?
Well, good afternoon and great to be with you. Yes, the mitigating circumstances that Jay Carney referenced are the fact that women are in lower paying jobs in the White House. Yes, exactly. That is the point. And, I went on this morning to say that one of the biggest impediments to equal pay for equal work is the seniority system, because the seniority system values time and grade as opposed to merit and performance. And of course, it's unions who support seniority systems. It's big government bureaucracies that support seniority systems. So if we encourage pay for performance, then women have an opportunity to move into those higher paying jobs. But of course, Valerie Jarrett didn't address any of that.
Yeah, Stephen, no surprise that she would obfuscate.
Yeah, by the way, Carly, you knocked that out of the park this morning, so congratulations. I think you're the talk of the town today. And finally, somebody standing up to Valerie Jarrett. With liberals, what's the old saying? If they didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have standards at all. And I would simply say that this whole issue of gender pay, I wonder if you agree with this, Carly, it's really a distraction from the real issue, which is people's pay isn't increasing, whether they're a man or a woman, right? And that's the median income has fallen by $1,500 for a family in the so-called wonderful recovery that President Obama talked about last night.
Well, that's exactly right. The median income has fallen in President Obama's presidency. It has behaved differently than median income has behaved in every other recovery. But I think the word you use, Steve, is exactly right. President Obama majors in distraction. At the same time, at the same week that we are seeing Islamic extremists slaughter people in France, President Obama is talking about free community college. Free community college doesn't solve the problem of failing K through 12 public schools that we have today, but it was a complete distraction. And I think that's what this president does. Every time there are major issues, he does one of two things. He attacks Republicans, or he lobs a distracting set of policies to try and take people's minds off of the real issue.
No, you're absolutely right. Just one more on Valerie Jarrett because it was so gutsy what you did. Right. What did you hope? What did you hope she would say, and what did you think she would say, and how did you think she'd react?
Well, I learned long ago that liberals really don't. They're not impressed very much by the facts, and so I really didn't expect her to deal with the facts. I was not surprised when she rolled out her usual talking points. I think this White House, and Valerie Jarrett chief among them, is always on the politics, never on the substance of an issue. And so they think this is good politics. It's good politics to treat women like victims. It's good politics to try and convince women that everybody out there is out to get you and only we are going to protect you. All of that's good politics, but it ignores the substance of what's really going on. And as usual, Valerie Jarrett ignored the substance and the facts.
This is such an interesting subject about what's happened with women's pay. I did a piece in the Wall Street Journal about a year or two ago, Steve, where I looked at what's happened to women's pay over Barack Obama's presidency. And I looked at groups like women, blacks, Hispanics.
I remember the
and
piece,
they've all fallen.
Yep.
And that's, Carly, isn't that the real war against women? Right? That women are faring poorly under these policies.
Well, more women have fallen into poverty. More women are living into poverty. African American unemployment rates, particularly among youth, are at record highs. People are not doing well under this president. The people who are doing well, the wealthy, are doing well because, in truth, Barack Obama's policies exaggerate income inequality. Big government helps the wealthy, the connected, and the big.
Point.
That's the way it is. So big government
Were
can be
you
dealt
surprised,
with by
Carly,
big business or wealthy.
Yeah. Were you surprised
Sorry,
at
go
all that he sort of took this victory lap last night on the economy? And, you know, you look at the polling and you just look at the income statistics and even the jobs statistics with the real unemployment rate being 10%. And I don't know, the people I was around were saying, what country is he talking about? With this rosy economy that he tried to paint up? I don't think most people agree with him.
We turned the corner, he said, yeah.
Well, I completely agree. In fact, I said as well on that same program this morning that I was so struck by President Obama's characterization. We are a tight-knit family. This is a country that has been riven by years of class warfare and identity politics. Americans don't feel like a tight-knit family. They don't feel like they'd weathered the tough times. To your point, they feel as though they are still living in the tough times. And they certainly don't feel as though they are safer or that the world is safer. I think his characterization of how Americans are feeling, it was amazingly, completely dead wrong, and he seems
I would say it was insulting.
Yeah, insulting is right. Let me ask you both. Did you see Joni Ernst, Carly? And I just want to ask you, Keith Olbermann. You know, Joni talked about as a young girl, I plowed the fields on her family farm. They were poor. She had one pair of shoes. Keith Olbermann then fired off tweets, a lot of them. Among them, of course, we had it tough. We lived for 3 months in a paper bag in a septic tank. We used to get up at 6 in the morning. Blah blah blah. You know, I mean, if this were the other way around, if a prominent conservative knocked a Democratic woman up there talking about her poor upbringing, there'd be havoc.
Well, and in addition, I was particularly struck by the comment from Emily's List. They described Joni Ernst, a soldier, a mother, a United States senator, as window dressing. Let us please talk about who is waging a war on women.
Yeah, all right. Carly Fiorina, thank you so much. Stephen Moore, great to see you. We'll be back with more, folks. Don't go away.